The rules have changed. It's 2026, and the way people are finding you in searches and your business is not the same. People are looking at reviews, they're looking at LLMs, and they're also even going into and checking out things that you never thought they would. It's not just about being #1 in Google ranks anymore. And tons of our clients at Nation Media Design are seeing this. So how are we preparing for this paradigm shift? Here's what we know. It's not about doing more. It's about setting up your website and the other platforms you can use to display your business online more strategically. People are going to Twitter comments, to Facebook, and other places to find your business. It's not like it used to be with SEO, where you would just go on a Google search and find the top ranking website and make your choice. The narrative now is much bigger and much larger. What this means is we need to look at these things, adapt our strategy, look at where people are really making decisions, and overall approach SEO differently. Let's break this down, because the buyer's journey isn't a funnel anymore. It's a network of split-second decisions happening across dozens of platforms. What to click? That still happens on Google. But what to trust? That's Reddit threads, product reviews, and community conversations. What to buy? That's decided on TikTok and Amazon. What to believe? That comes from AI tools like ChatGPT and Claude. What to think? That's shaped by YouTube videos and podcasts. And who to follow? Instagram and LinkedIn decide that for most people. Each one of these platforms triggers a different psychological cue: logic, emotion, trust, validation. And together, they build the entire decision-making web your customers live in every day. So how do we know this is going on in the search results? Well, let me give you an example of what we did for a client. One of our clients from the num100 update saw a huge change, not only in the analytics that they were getting, but just a few months before, they saw changes from the AI overview in the traffic that was coming to their website. What we suggested to them is they start to build a broader brand sentiment past Google. What this means is getting press releases, building reviews on G2 and other platforms, and also getting involved on Reddit in conversations that are about the products and services that they offer. As you can see from this graph, we help them to increase their rankings and visibility exponentially, and not just from a Google standpoint, but also from an LLM standpoint. That's the thing. People are going to large language learning models now to do searches, and Google isn't the only search engine on the block anymore. Even though ChatGPT, Perplexity, and these other search engines are not considered as much to be search engines, ChatGPT now live is going out and searching websites. And we all know when it came out, it only had data up to a certain year point that it was pulling from, but now it's pulling from live data. What this means is people are going to continue to diversify where they're looking for information to make their purchase decision. This is where the tactic comes in. What you need to do is think broad spectrum about your product and service, and how can you represent it across the different platforms, from reviews, Google search, AI overviews, and any other snippet of information that somebody might find that connects to your brand. Because these are what's called touch points. And the more touch points you can show up in a buyer's journey, the more likely you are to get that person to purchase or to interact with your brand. Let's get one thing straight. SEO isn't dead. Now you just need to optimize more things. Think of it as search engine optimization, everything, or everything needs to be search engine optimized, because now search engines that are built into these platforms are going to be looking more and more into detail at the content on your page. And guess what? That means one piece of content, if optimized correctly, can show up in a multitude of touch points. The new era of SEO isn't about volume, it's about strategic presence. It's understanding that when someone asks ChatGPT for a recommendation, your brand can appear for that response. It's no longer just about Google. And when someone scrolls through Reddit, honest opinions, your company needs to be a part of the conversation. When they click on Amazon, your reviews need to scream louder than everybody else's. When they watch a YouTube reel or an Instagram reel, your brand needs to be in front of them, influencing their purchase-making decision. What we're seeing here is a new decision-making funnel online. The game didn't end, the field got bigger, because being visible online isn't just about Google anymore. It's about choosing everywhere decisions are made. This new era isn't just about SEO, it's about online presence. It's understanding when somebody asks ChatGPT about your brand, it comes up with multiple resources that support why your brand is the best choice. When they click on Amazon, you need to be louder than your ads. And this is what most people are missing, that you don't need to just be influencing people online anymore. You need to be informing them why they're making the decision to choose your brand. And sure, the elephant in the room, people are always going to use Google. There are literally billions of searches on Google still, and LLMs have only taken 1% or so of the slice of the pie. But that's 100 million searches that your brand can show up in. Yeah, that's surprising. So if your entire strategy is still just built around Google rankings, you're going to be lost and your business is going to be invisible online. Look at this funnel here, and this gives an overview for how your brand can appear just from one piece of content online. Let's talk about how decisions actually happen today, because the customer journey isn't a straight line anymore. It's not search, click, buy. It's a network of choices across platforms, emotions, and trust. It all starts with what to click. That's still Google. This is where awareness begins, but it's not where decisions are made. It's just the entry point, the spark of curiosity. The next question people ask is what to trust. They head to Reddit threads, reviews, and community forums. They don't want marketing, they want honesty. And this is what credibility starts from. Then comes what to buy. That decision happens on platforms like TikTok and Amazon, where short videos, influencers, and real experiences make or break a product. It's fast, emotional, and visual. Next is what to believe. This is where AI enters the picture. Tools like ChatGPT and Claude are shaping public opinion by deciding what information feels trustworthy. If your brand isn't a part of those answers, you're invisible. Then people decide what to think. Long-form content, YouTube videos, podcasts, builds understanding and depth. It's where authority is earned and expertise is proven. And finally, who to follow. That's where identity happens. Instagram and LinkedIn define who your audience connects with, learns from, and trusts long-term. When they follow you here, they're not just buying, they're aligning with your brand. So this right here is the new decision-making funnel. And if you're only focused in ranking on Google, you can see why you're going to be left out. SEO isn't dead, it's evolved. It's not just about who ranks anymore. It's about who shows up with purpose on every digital corner. Your audience just isn't searching anymore, they're deciding. And you need to decide where you want to show up in the buyer journey. One piece of content can rank you in 10 to 15 places now. Google doesn't control the attention anymore, people do. That means we have more control. And the brands that are winning in this era are going to show up in every point of the digital touchpoint funnel consistently, authentically, everywhere decisions are being made. So stop chasing algorithms and build trust. SEO isn't dead, it's just evolved. It's Caleb Nation from Nation Media Design, and I hope you've enjoyed this video and you have some insights on how to prepare your website and your content for the future of online SEO. All right, have a good day. See ya.